So Future had some bars on that like Drake did. It sounded real personal. Like real personal, like you was my dog, blah blah blah. Now you out here hoeing, like yeah.
Okay, all right. So you guys started me on a pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like I ain't potted in so long. I don't even know how to do this. Why? You know, this isn't weird work. Maybe like you should be here.
Yeah, everybody's
Stupid. I ain't potted. Let me tell you something. I tried to cut this on before y'all got here, like 15 minutes or so before. No, this shit wasn't working. I was like, "What's going on?" I had to warm it up.
What do you mean?
It wasn't taking in the microphone signals.
What'd you do different?
For whatever reason, I just, old nigga shit. Just turn it off, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it back on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need it. What you need. You figure it out.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Oh, nope.
No, that's all right. What do you need? You need me to scoot this forward a little bit? We can scoot it forward.
Yeah.
You guys, how do you feel about rap beef?
It's funny.
Because
real rap beef is funny.
What do you mean real? Like you mean like when people get killed for it?
No.
Because I mean that is real.
That's not rap beef.
Oh, okay.
That's like beef, like nigga beef.
Okay.
Rap beef is funny. That's what Kendrick. That's what Kendrick and Drake have.
Yeah.
They have rapper beef.
Yeah.
You know. It's
and what you're talking about right now with Drake, the world of rap being against him, that's also all just rapper beef.
It seems like that there's some kind of personal beef there. Like unfollowing somebody, that's not rap beef.
When you get to that level where you have so many followers and fans, like it's just going to be that much easier for you to be like, well, this is something that I'm already good at. Mm-hmm. This is my artistry. I'm going to talk about it. And people are going to listen. And then everybody starts to be like, oh, I didn't know what was going on. You hear that? You listen to that?
Oh, yeah. But that's what J. Cole... But see, that's the thing. And that's why I don't really... Like, all this stuff... Wait a minute. I don't want to offend you. It's kind of like... it's kind of like wrestling to me.
It is. It is. No, it is. With Kendrick and Drake,
I can't stand professional wrestling.
Oh, okay.
UFC.
I don't know why I would have.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like wrestling, it's not to say that they're not real athletes in the building throwing each other around. Like they're clearly real. Brock Lesnar, like they were real athletes.
Yeah, they had to do stuff.
It's just there's
the storyline and the.
I think RJ said it best. It's like the male telenovelas, or not telenovelas. What would you say? Soap operas.
Yeah, I got so upset when I was a little boy because I could clearly see like the and then like and I looked at the TV like and my dad and I were watching. And I was like, and he goes, "Yeah, son, we have to have a talk about that." And I was like, I don't want to ever watch this again.
See, I was mad too, and then I got older and I started like listening to them talk, and I realized that like they do that every night, and they're really slamming each other. So eventually, it's like, okay, we're really taking injuries in here. We're really
and I'm certain that they're human, so they're real beefs and stuff like that. I'm certain as well.
Bit, sometimes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, like rap. Yeah. Like I think that they're real rappers and they're really good at what they do and all that sort of shit and superstardom and all that. But when it comes to like the beefs, it's like
because I mean, there was a video clip that just resurfaced between with Future talking about Drake. I guess when Future was like it was early on, and Future was really mad at Drake for not pulling up to doing a video shoot with him. I forget which song it was, but he was like really going on him. Like he feel like he had to come up to the video shoot about it. Was like some real look like it was personal to Future, and the people saying that it's been like that the whole time, but they just do it for the business.
Yeah,
the friendship part was just like okay,
well,
Yeah, and I think that about beef sometimes too. Like that too. Sometimes I feel like when they just start throwing little lines out there, like let's go ahead and get this money up real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a line out about you. He's gonna throw one back. We're just gonna do these little things because when people were going crazy about the Kendrick thing that just dropped on the Future, it's like that wasn't that deep. Like it was cool.
It was jabs. It was little jabs.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was playful. But also, like I don't think Kendrick ever really like. I feel
he's really concerning himself with.
Yeah, I don't think he ever looked at Drake as like, oh yeah, he that nigga. I think he always thought he was like weak. So he just kind of threw those out there, not to be personal, but just kind of
think about how often Drake has been talking about like his feelings and like he's been talking about things that like no other dudes want to rap about and talk about because it's not tough. And then like I guess people are really like, yeah, man, I guess you really are in your feelings. And like the whole rest of the community is like, he's always been soft. We've been telling you guys this whole time.
But what's funny is All right, so this J. Cole EP, whatever you want to call it, just dropped, right?
He took a shot at Drake.
See, that's another one of those. That's that when J. Cole said, y'all saw sit and what did he say? He said, y'all sit with my words, start looking too deep, or dissecting my words, start looking too deep. It wasn't
Niggas
even, so thirsty to put me in beef, dissecting my words and start looking too deep.
But look, he put out an album and
I look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. I'm letting it rock because I let a mystique.
Because listen, come on now. Right after all this is happening, all these people taking their shots, their little jabs at Drake, unfollowing, talking shit, haha.
Rick Ross was one of them.
Yeah, reposting all the disses, and then J. Cole has to put out his response because Kendrick also dissed him on the song. He dropped his little EP, right? The last track is the.
But he didn't diss him. Were you talking about because he said fuck the big three? It's just Big Me.
That was the one bar to me that was against J. Cole, but like I know the rest of the verse though was towards Drake.
So even in that verse, he was against J. Cole. J. Cole in first person shooter said, "We the big three, like we started the league." But right now, I feel like Muhammad Ali. So he's saying the same thing.
So now J. Cole's like, let me let it be known. He's like, actually, I'm the best. Both of y'all niggas suck. He's talking to both of them like, both of y'all ass. I'm the best one. And then he had a bar that was like, niggas say they started from the bottom. I don't care to doubt them.
Yeah, but this is how it ends. Yeah,
and it's like, come on, he knows what he's saying. He's just like talking this shit now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Which is not dissing.
So my thing is,
okay, an issue.
So the J. Cole thing dropped. I still have to listen to the second half of it.
Yeah.
It's cool that nigga's rapping, right? He's top tier. He's top tier rapper. He's rapping.
Yeah.
What I would like to hear, and I think that this is probably unreasonable, is even for J. Cole, I would love if I think Kendrick raised the bar with Mr. Morale. And I think that maybe that's an album that like we shouldn't even talk about with other rap albums, because maybe it's not even a rap album. Maybe it's like it's its own thing.
Yeah.
If Valerie was telling me that this new Beyonce Cowgirl Carter thing came out, I don't want no problems with anybody. All I'm saying is that supposedly people were very upset at a being country, and Beyonce came out and was like, I didn't put out a country album, I put out a Beyonce album. And I think that maybe Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was just a Kendrick album. And it's not, like, you shouldn't call it a rap album. You shouldn't try to put it against other things. Because
genres. Because I talk about genres of rap.
Yeah, because I would like something very like honest about J. Cole. Like that, but I don't think that maybe I should expect that. Maybe I should expect him to just rap about being the best.
I kind of got that from his interlude.
No, maybe
interlude track. How he talked about basically how like
this is off of the new one.
Yeah, he's basically saying like, I'm gonna put out everything I write, because if I hold back and just give you my best shit, then that's fake. That was kind of the gist of the whole song, and he was just kind of telling you, here, I'm gonna just give y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all everything that I do, because if I try to portray an image like I'm just always the best, I'd be a fake nigga for that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. If that's what he's doing, that's cool.
Yeah, because they can't just churn out nothing but greatness. Like there's some sucky raps that they're putting out.
He said it too. He was like, I didn't put out like a bunch of like wrote a bunch of terrible refrains, something like that.
Oh yeah.
I've just listened to like the iTunes snippets of like every single one of them. I gotta listen to that.
Yeah.
But when you say the rap world against Drake, like who else? Like you said, Future, Metro.
It's funny because like he don't even matter. But like Nav, he's another Canadian. Hey, but let me tell you something about them Canadians, though. I learned it when I went out there to British Columbia. I get it. The Brown Boys. I get it.
What do you mean?
Luck put me on at first. Damn, I don't want to get the nationality wrong. But they're like the Brown Boys. I think they're mostly Middle Eastern. I don't know exactly which country. But they're like, they are clicked up. Like they really run like sections of cities. So we went to this club, and then Luck was telling me all night, man. He's like, hey, man, the Brown Boys, and make sure you know what I'm saying.
You're being respectful of their
not
space.
Respectful, but just watch for him, because they
just watch for him,
bro. So we go to the bathroom. It's like me, Luck, and like one other of his teammates, and 3 of them walked in. Right, one of them was a kind of older dude, probably like in his mid-40s, and they were all semi in shape. Kind of one was tall, like 6'4", and the main one just pulled out a bag, like a sandwich bag of cocaine, and was just doing it in the bathroom, and was like, hey, yeah, we protect you guys. We protect y'all. Like telling like the football baby. like, thank you for coming to the club. You know, we're gonna make sure y'all good. And the other dude was taking it back, and I was like, this is some movie shit, right?
Yeah.
So I walk up back out in the club. I'm like, yo, where is security at? I start looking at security, and I'm like, oh, they are secure. They are, but this it's all
right.
It's all them.
Like they're running.
And then he was like, I told you, them brown boys. And then you go listen to Nav.
Yeah.
And he talks about being the brown boy. And I was like, oh.
Like Travis Scott.
I get it.
When, what was it? Birds in the Trap sing Brian McKnight. Like Nav's on there. And like the whole song that he's on there with him, just rapping about straight up blow and drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks funny because, like, in America, you wouldn't think that sector would be, like, about it. He's like, nah. He was like, nah, they about it. Like,
I feel like we just feel that way in America, but there are hoods everywhere, you know? Like, the whole UK scene, like, I think one of them motherfuckers is rapping on a
You get way too big for your boots. You get way too big for your boots. It's always going to sound funny.
Where's that at?
It's a song.
You ever heard any of the London rappers coming out recently in the past few years?
No rapping.
Like they'll be rapping with Drake and I don't know.
Central C, right?
Down. Like, he just say it fun.
Central C, Dave, those guys.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, they be looking all hard too, like big ass knives. Like,
but they really rock like that. We can't, and that's crazy though. That like you go there and you meet these people and they're protecting you. It's crazy because like when you're a real business person like that, like they're running businesses, like they're making money out there. You really care about the people that come that help you make that money.
Yeah. All the players,
all the players, like Luck going up there to play, like that does nothing but bring greatness, bring money, so you care about that asset and you want to take care of that asset. Yeah. So now you have protection simply because you're good at something. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Like that's a real investment for them to take care of him.
Like like LeBron, like when he left Cleveland, like they were making reports about how he affected the economy.
Damn.
And that he affected like Cleveland and like Ohio's economy.
Yeah. I believe it.
David Tapper.
That's crazy. Imagine like being a place that was near the stadium. Making like a little mom and pop shop near the stadium that was just making crazy money.
Yep. It's empty.
Yep.
That's wild. Just because one single person took their talent somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's why they were so mad. What's what they got up in Cleveland?
Burning their jerseys.
What they got?
And all
Steel.
That.
What they do? What are they? Steel mills. What are they?
I don't know.
They got a big hospital. They got a big hospital, right?
They still have big names, like the big name rappers that come out of there still and everything. You know?
Everybody goes.
Sports teams suck, but But they still got big names that come out of there. Kid Cudi, Bone Thugs, like that. So
what's going on with this Diddy thing?
He's out there. It's all coming to light.
It's crazy that
it's already been in the light. It's just being confirmed.
They're like, you can't. This is why I always bring up Keon like in the chats when someone with a bunch of money does something stupid. Because Keon's been saying for years and years, he's like, bro, they don't want me to get money. They don't, because I'm going to show them how to do it. Like, I'm going to show them.
Don't say that.
He's like, I'm going to show them. No, what he's saying is like,
smart. I'm gonna be so
it's
smart.
just like, yes, like, I'm going to hold on to my money. I'm going to gain more money. I'm not going to jeopardize it for any of these dumbass reasons, whether it's house a child pornography ring or it's getting some cars and start a race with another guy and then end up causing a collision that causes other 6 people to
in the middle of the day run down the street.
Like all these weird things that celebrities and athletes do. It's just like there's some reason just getting it isn't enough. Like you gotta do more. Like you gotta have
it makes a lot of sense that like if there is like a group that's kind of just on some bullshit and they're kind of like already there and they're like, oh, we see you getting money. If you want to get money like us, you got to do some nut ass shit too. Yeah. And that's kind of like
you're trying to get money like us.
Yeah.
Shows invincibility. Like, when you get a certain amount of money, you start to feel like you can do whatever you want. Get away with it.
Yeah. It's kind of like I've heard stories of like guys in my field. This is not it's not the same. This is kind of an analogy.
Segue,
yeah, we're like in like real strong like
what are their names?
What are their names? We're like in real strong like union cities, like where the union is like super strong. Like when you get on the site, like they'll pull you aside. They'll have like either like some weed or something. They'll be like, "Yeah, man, you want to hear this?" Just to see if you're like,
like
down
if you
for the brother. If you're with the brotherhood, are you?
Oh, that's that where your mama stayed type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like you got to do something
to get
that we know to prove you're one of us kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind
of like we should be able to get you in trouble if we need to, but you could also do the same. Yeah, like we need that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what Diddy had, what he had is a lot of cameras in his house, filming parties.
Oh my God.
Underage women in there, and would just get evidence of people doing things they shouldn't be doing, knowingly or unknowingly. Who knows if they knew or not? Yes. And who knows the tier of clientele that was in there?
Oh my gosh! I could only.
And so if he has that evidence of you in there talking, kissing the joint, you didn't know she was 16, and now he's like, yeah, I got that on tape.
Yeah.
So like, you gonna sign this contract? You gonna sign this endorsement? You know what I mean? That type of stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. No, thank you.
Imagine just having so much of Hollywood by the nutsack.
Now
like
remember,
that. Like,
remember how all his artists from like the 90s just quit. Went crazy, left, went and joined the cult. Colt Mack, remember? Craig Mack, remember? He went and just joined the cult. We're like, where he at? Oh, he upstate New York. Najee Ramba.
They got that cool nigga to play Diddy in that Notorious movie, but I never thought it was the same dude that played Boobie Miles. Yeah. He played Diddy.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, I'm Tupac.
Yeah, nah, Diddy's always... I mean, listen, I don't know that guy, but bro, the whole cheesecake story is like to go.
I rewatched that clip yesterday, bro. He's like, you know what? I am hungry. What that cheesecake spot I like? I want y'all to walk on over there, give me some cheesecake.
Because I don't know what it's like to make a band.
He was
I don't know what it's like to make a band, but I just feel like there were certain things that Diddy's done and Diddy has said that's just been a little over the top. Like we've heard of him pissing on Drake.
Yeah, no, that was T.I. That was T.I.'s friend. Yeah, in the movie theater.
Then when J. Cole put out that line and told us that he fought Diddy, I was like, why did you guys fight? Like, what did he fight? And then he followed it up with something like, I played so much Puff when he was young, like you would have thought my favorite rapper was Puff. Back then I ain't know shit, now I know too much. Ignorance is bliss.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like I don't you just... You know what I'm saying? It's just like what do you mean?
Remember Cat Williams? He be saying he was like
I feel like this was already starting to come out about P. Diddy and everything, but then Cat Williams got on Shannon Sharp's and started talking about all this stuff, and people were like,
Cat Williams is one of those guys where you gotta really listen to what he's saying, because I feel like there's so much wisdom and knowledge rolled in with a bunch of paranoia and bullshit. So you like really have to.
Yeah, because if you place like a real outspoken person in those situations who's not down with that, and he's just like, I'm not going to be part of that, but he still is going to be himself. Yeah. That's probably what it's going to look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I watched him on the Joe Rogan podcast.
I watched
that. Was an interesting episode. Yeah. It was very interesting.
He talked about a lot. Yeah.
He did, but he was very combative. Like he's very, like all of his points, he's very strong on and like wants to get them across. And he also has an air of... just like constant condescension about him. Like he knows more than everyone.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, like there's definitely that essence about him.
Yeah. But I feel like if he's right, if he's not lying from his perspective.
I mean, about what? About anything?
About things that like they try to get him to do, and he was like, I'm not doing that. I know that a lot of you other niggas did that.
Oh yeah.
Like I watched this video of these guys, and this man was very passionate, and he was like telling these guys in New York, yo, I know of a story, and I'm telling y'all this shit happened. It was a guy who was an upcoming rapper, and he went to the studio and he was having fun partying with these guys, and he wasn't like from where everybody there was from, so he didn't know how to like keep his P's and Q's and watch people. And he had he was drinking, and they ended up, somebody took the nigga cheeks that night and showed him the video the next day and told him, you're going to sign this deal. And
goddamn.
He never named who it was. And this was like 2 years ago. I saw this video.
Oh, no.
And he was talking about New York rappers. And I was like, bro.
Man.
I was like, bro.
Let's see.
People playing wild games out there.
Yeah.
God.
Like imagine, how much can you get away with?
Imagine you just go to like a podcast seminar or something, I don't know, and you just in there drinking with like the podcasters and speakers you looking up to, and they have some drinks, and you're like, oh man, I think I'm gonna go lay down in my hotel room. They wake you up the next morning and they show you a video, you doing some nut shit, and you're gonna be like, bro, like, yeah, so you gonna sign to iHeartRadio. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Coercion, man.
I mean, that's coming up with all the AI stuff that you love to send me, isn't it? Like that's a lot of people's sort of trepidation about it right now, is they're going to start making shit and it's going to be very indistinguishable from the truth.
Yeah.
Like, so for instance, I know I know a lot of people that now use it for homework. So this is interesting because I'm talking like younger people.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Boy, I'd have been in Harvard.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I went to Harvard.
I was like, okay. I just needed to know. I'm like, okay. I was like asking people at work, like, how are you guys getting away with this? Like, is there not also an AI generated filter that teachers and professors are putting it through? And they're like, yeah, but this is what I'll do. They're like, I'll have it write the paper, like write, whatever it is, plug in what you need. It'll spit it out. And then they'll go back in and they say, okay, write this paper in such a way that an AI generated filter would not catch it as if you were me.
Yes.
And then that shit is churned back out with their personality emplaced in it, and then they turn it in and it goes through every single time.
Yeah.
So that's, to the teacher and to the AI generated filter, indistinguishable from the real thing.
Yeah.
So it's all like, it's happening now. Yeah. So there's going to be, points where people just start putting videos out there and it's going to be you getting butt fucked and they're going to be like, so what's up? Like, like what you trying to do? Like, are you trying to give me this money or are you trying to sign this deal? Like,
I'm going to make one of them. I'm going to make a reverse one.
Yeah, like what they did with...
I'm already ahead of you. What you trying to do?
I'm already ahead of you.
They did that with Taylor Swift.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That came out.
Yeah.
So there was, I forget what model did it, but the model came out with Taylor Swift like getting ravished by
like Chiefs fans,
ravaged by but a bunch of Chiefs fans, and like everybody's painted in red paint, Chiefs paint. So is she, but like she's like making like sexual faces and everything like that. Like
it looks like
it looks real. Like it looks real.
Whoa.
It looks like her face, like slam like her face. And like she's just getting taken advantage of by like so many people. She went like sued. I think it was, I don't want to misspeak, Microsoft, Google, somebody like that. One of the big names to like take action against that.
God,
but that came out.
Damn.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
It looked real.
Yeah.
It looked
like
real.
You could tell that like
bullying in high school is about to take a whole new level.
If you would have had that. Because the joke you made was crazy. You made a meme before like memes was like a thing.
Yeah.
Like that was not a thing.
I did. Yeah, I did. Do you remember that I put someone's face on an Easter bunny and I placed it on Facebook, and there was like a very long thread. This was Facebook, a very long thread of comments. It was probably like 100 comments that were made on this post.
The first slam dunk in history, almost like
it was crazy.
No, I don't.
In the caption was, "I look big dumb." It was someone that used to say "big" a whole lot. Like they overused that statement.
I look big dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I think
you just made the teeth longer.
Yeah.
You put the bunny ear, put the face on the bunny.
Yeah.
Like you did something.
It was pretty mean. And I got to apologize to that person 10 years later, by the way.
Yeah.
After a 10-year reunion, they came over to our place and I apologized to them. I was like, hey, that thing I did 10 years ago, that was wrong.
That was crazy.
I shouldn't have done that.
I have a feeling I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'll have to see this later on. I don't remember seeing that, but based on what you
put it on the locker, I thought it was a physical of it too. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
It was JJ. I don't know.
That wasn't who I was thinking about.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
people weren't doing that until like 2013, 14. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so all that, but I don't know, man. I can't help but think that we're getting stupider to some degree. Not that I'm really concerned with it, but I feel like there's got to be some like way in which we're losing because we just don't. TI-83 calculators came along, started doing mad work.
Yeah, Cliff Notes.
You know what I mean? Cliff Notes was the first,
technology. Right? We're merging with technology.
Yeah.
It's doing
Neuralink
it for you.
is up.
You don't have to go and do this like all the hard work yourself. Like you can have assistance every step of the way if you want. Yeah. Some way or somehow.
And if you don't use it, you're kind of getting left behind.
You're left behind. They said that about Adderall. Like when people in the IT field found Adderall and Adderall became thing, it was like it was very difficult to be someone in that field and not do Adderall.
You couldn't keep up.
Because everyone's just
it's crazy.
Bradley Cooper and Limitless. Just figuring shit
just
out.
Sitting there awake, fucking coding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then here you are trying to just
for you.
Yes.
The code can be written for you now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So trying to just be, it's tough. Like just trying to ride on the strength of you when someone else. Yeah.
It's like wars. Like once guns were made, it was like, don't come out here with no sword. Don't come out here with no sword. Nigga, it's over.
Are you watching Shogun?
Not yet.
Oh man.
Are
you watching Shogun?
No, that's on the list.
I know it's tough
so
though.
cool.
I know. I watched like the first half of the first episode. And I was like, all right, I gotta be in that.
I know we're jumping all over the place right now, but I haven't gotten a chance to give you to apologize to you yet for this.
What do you do?
So when I grew up, okay, the way that the Flash was presented to me was not tight. I don't know.
Oh, the Flash is that name, bro.
But when people grew up and people were talking about favorite superheroes, or they were trying to talk about like who would you want to be, it was only Tyler in the world that said the Flash. There was a few. It was a small group, is what I'm saying.
Well, we didn't see it. He had him. Right.
Oh, the comic books.
Right. No, man. So that's I never had comic books like that.
Right.
I watched the cartoons and like I drew the pictures and everything like that. And then of course when the movies came out, I was all over that.
No one was picking the Flash in a fight.
Right. So I don't know if I ever explained this, but like the origination of like me loving the Flash was because that was a nickname that was given to me within like my Taekwondo world when I was training and like obsessed with all that and stuff. My one buddy was like, he was called like Superman. He that was his favorite. So like he wanted to be called Superman, you know, and everything like that. The Flash was a nickname that was given to me because we were sticking with like the same type of thing.
Were you quick?
I was your boy can kick. Your boy can kick fast. So that's and so that was something that was just kind of like thrown out there. And like when I'm in middle school and in high school, like you latch on to something like that because it's cool. It's like part of the camaraderie, right? Yep. Like part of the pack.
Gives you a bit of identity.
Exactly. And so that like rode with me for a very long time. And I just kept it up. And then, you know, truthfully, like, I love the Flash still, but I mean, if we want to be honest, we can get go down the whole rabbit hole of nerdiness real quick.
The only reason I brought that up is because for some reason or another, Von Marie and I decided we were going to watch the movie that had come out last year.
Okay.
And now I feel like, so maybe for a Flash lover, maybe it sucked.
Yeah.
But for someone that had no respect for the Flash and didn't know much of like the Flash's potential, it really showed you in a way where you didn't know half the shit he was capable of.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know that he could just phase through walls. I'm like, holy shit.
Run through
that's
time.
Very fast.
He can run through time.
Yep.
And then the running through time.
I'm
like
pretty sure,
when that happened, I was like, oh, he's not just fast.
Yeah, he's interdimensional.
He can travel. He can travel through time and live essentially as many lives as he wants to live. That's not just fast. The way that he like people talked about him was like he can run really fast.
Yeah.
Like that's what I always thought. So I was like, okay, like that's cool.
That's why you have Barry Allen, Wally West, like all the different iterations of the Flash because of that timeline. So full disclosure, I have not seen the new Flash movie because I got upset with like they didn't pick the right person to play him in the Justice League, and they reprised his role.
That's right.
Like in this movie, and I was just like, man, of all the people, why? Like you could have gotten so many better actors, in my opinion. Also, I haven't seen the Flash show that was on CW.
I watched
because it was so corny to me. And I got mad. I was like, no, you're not going to disrespect me like that.
It was really
You're not going to disrespect this character like that. So out of spite, I just didn't watch it.
It was corny, but all the Flash ability scenes were tough.
It's cool.
Yeah.
They're cool. They're cool. But
do they make uncorny things on CW?
I don't know.
for superheroes?
I don't know enough about.
It's the CW.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just certain things where like has to be a bit cornier. Like I'm not completely above PG-13 movies, but for the most part, I'm like, I just see it
same way,
and I'm like, all I see is that like it could be, you could show so much more.
I feel like a PG-13 movie is you have to try to make it PG-13.
Yeah.
I feel like most people, if you just make the movie, it'd have to be rated R.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to have fun with it. Yeah, you know, we're grown ups now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like our minds have changed.
Yeah,
like I know Stokes hates the man, the Zack Snyder, but I fucked with his rated R Justice League.
See, like everyone's on Dune, right?
Yeah.
I didn't read the books. I watched the first movie the other day.
Okay,
and that shit is 2 hours and 46 minutes long. And I got done with it, and I was like, I don't care. I was like, how am I supposed to watch another one of these? Like, I just don't feel connected enough. Like, I don't feel like they connected me to the characters, the storyline. Like, it was cinematically outstanding. It was beautiful. It was crazy. But like, I didn't care about anything that happened.
Nothing.
It was just like a whole lot. Oh, matter of fact, speaking of a whole lot of nothing, this is what I wanted to ask you about at the beginning when we were on rap. So when you listen to Eminem, like you...
Wait, which Eminem?
No.
Which Eminem?
When did you... Okay.
Because there's a fine line.
I've come up with the fine line. I don't know if our fine line is the same place. So he started rapping, and from when he started rapping to like the Eminem show, maybe if you want to throw
what? Yeah,
I think
we know what it was.
Maybe
we know what it was.
On there.
Where?
After that, you have things like Kamikaze and
when he got sober.
Yeah.
It sucks.
So when did you still like him? Like when he raps now? Okay, and when you listen to it, are you just taken by the like linguistic gymnastics that he's doing? Pretty much,
Also nostalgia, and just like appreciation. I'm big on nostalgia, and especially with music. So the first time I ever heard Eminem was on the bus coming home from Mets, and I heard "Lose Yourself." Surprisingly,
that was your first song.
They were playing it. Yeah, they were playing it through the school bus, and I was like, it was like edited, censored, and everything like that. But I was like, and I was listening to that, and like it just like caught me, and I was like, this is so cool. Do you guys remember Ed Matos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see him quite a bit at the gym, and when we had a couple classes together, he lived right up the street from me, and I would go and hang out with him after school.
He had all the old Eminem.
Yeah, what'd you say?
He said he had all the old Eminem.
No, at his house, he and his brothers were playing MTV, and they had Cleaning Out My Closet on there, and I was like, that's the same dude that does Lose Yourself. Yeah. And I was listening to that, and as like a little 11 or 12-year-old boy, I was like, oh, that was about the age
where I started listening to all the Eminem, and I was like,
that's what did it for me with hip hop, because I heard that, and I was like, whoa, like that's awesome. And then I had to play catch up with Slim Shady, with Marshall Mathers, and with the Eminem show. I had to play catch up afterwards. And then my first album ever that was gifted to me, and I felt like I had to hide in my room to like listen to it through the CD player, was Encore. That was gifted to me.
Okay. Yep.
And I was like, so that's what got me to be such a hip hop fan, but like an Eminem fan.
Yeah.
So I agree. Like, a little bit. Encore was witty because it was funny. Like, it was super funny.
Yeah, that was the
one
like Rain Man.
Yeah, Rain Man.
Rain Man.
Rain Man was like one of my favorite songs in like 6th or 7th grade, maybe like 8th grade.
Yeah.
I played that song all summer long.
Yeah, that's when he started coming out with shit like Ass Like That. Like, the way you shake it. Yeah, like all of that.
Just Lose It.
Yeah, like once he got on all that stuff, I was like, all right, I think I'm going to let you go.
But that was funny, though. It was funny.
I know. And so for me, I'm not a comedic rap type.
That may be why I fuck with it, too.
Because you like that.
That's why I like Ludacris.
Yeah, that ain't,
yeah, Ludacris is a funny rapper.
He's funny. He's a funny rapper.
Yeah.
But no, I understand what you're getting at. There is a clear distinction between like halfway through Encore. Relapse, I liked it because it came out this time 15 years ago when we were about to graduate.
Yep.
Right. And we were listening to 3 a.m. at your house, you know, like hanging out and just like he's just like spitting one rhyme after another for like the entire first verse. And it was like that stuff to me is so cool. It's so cool because I don't think that way. But no. And then after that, Kamikaze I liked it was cool. But anything in between was you know.
Yeah. Like he's good. He's good at rapping.
Yeah, he's obviously
good at rapping.
Yeah.
He's great at rapping. It's almost like kind of like how we went with like Big Sean. It was like the same thing. Like even though Big Sean's latest joint was alright.
Yeah,
you know, it was different.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But it was like he's. What did somebody say?
J. Cole got a Drake sounding song on here. The one that he's talking about, Fever. She give me fever.
Oh,
it sounds like a little beach.
Yeah.
No. That's hide your bitch, hide your wife. No. Yeah. Which is another wild thing. What?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I already know what you're going to say.
So we got to do better.
Yeah, I already know what you're going to say.
We got to do better. At some point in time, we have to like elevate the game, right? Like, we got to elevate what's going on. It's terrible. It's the only. Yes. It's the only genre.
I mean,
it's the only genre where you constantly talk about having sex with someone else's wife. It's the only genre.
Some country,
I'm certain that they end up, you know, drunk in a barn, you know, after a huge bonfire and something goes down, but they both feel bad about it and shit. Like, there's a whole story wrapped around it. You know, you grew up with them. They ended up with someone. You ended up. It was never the right time. Like, there's gonna be a wholesome story at the center of it, not hide your bitch, hide your wife. That's a whole different.
It is funny remember how Henry in high school that was a lot of his shit before, and because everything else was different, and that was like one of his main pillars of his songs was like we were like, bro, why are you like
fuck your girl?
Yeah, we were like, why you always gotta talk about that? We were like, why you gotta do that to people, man? I remember that,
yeah.
And now that's like the main. Yeah.
It's one of the main pillars of rap is fucking someone else's girl. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
All right.
You guys told them we do whatever.
Okay. Same thing though. I think I became the big Eminem fan. I remember the first time I heard it was his big single. It's the Like Me.
Just Lose It or
no, it's the real Slim Shady. I remember where I was at and I was like, dang, I like this song.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know. Then later on my sister was playing what was it? It was a Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah.
When she was taking us to basketball camp.
Yeah.
And I was like to clean out my closet, all that. And then that's when I was on was it LimeWire or was I on Napster? Nah, I think it was LimeWire.
Mm-hmm.
And I started downloading like The Way I Am, all that. And I was like, yo, this shit's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I remember that time.
And I mean, like, obviously, I couldn't relate. Like, I'm not going to relate to.
That's the beauty of it, though.
Exactly. I'm not going to be able to relate to that just because, I had a nice upbringing. I had a good relationship with my parents.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
but it was fun to be like fake angry at that age.
Exactly. Yeah. Like that meme, the little white kid in the corner, and the caption is, "I'm killing everybody."
I have not seen that. I have not seen that meme. I have not seen that. Have you seen that meme?
No.
He said, I'm killing everybody.
I give Eminem my kudos. All right.
But
he also got me into rap music.
Oh.
He was also, he was like the first.
But I also want to know. I wish I could do this experiment on myself. If I could like put my adult brain back in that time and hear it for the first time, would I like it the same? Like, was it cool or was I just young?
It all, dude, that's why I'm convinced, like, music is the best time machine that we have.
Yes.
Because you
dropping bars.
But I mean, like, you go back, like, think about it. How often do you listen to a song or a particular album?
I can remember where I was at.
You remember exactly where you were at, like, what time frame in your life it was, who you're hanging out with. like where you were driving to and from. Like there are some songs that I listen to and I'm like, oh, I was driving down Signal Hill, like dropping Reggie off from school.
I remember,
you know what I mean? Like something like that. And it takes you back and it's like, oh, that was so cool. Like, you know, our friend group at that time, we were doing this and that.
Yep. I can do that with music.
So I don't think it would have the same effect at all because it's all about like what you're doing then. Like and it's the same thing now. Like, you know, like, dude, I have
everything is a vibe.
Yes.
Everything is a vibe.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep.
Everything is a vibe, has a vibe, is attached to a vibe.
It's a vibration.
It's a vibration.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
There's science about that now. Yeah.
There's science about that now.
There's science, yeah. Science about that now.
Oh, let me guys ask you something, because I mean, truly, me holding a bottle of liquor is crazy.
Hey, I finished that book.
Wait,
Drunk.
Oh, the drunk book.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting information in there, right?
Yes.
About just like how drinks came to be.
Human history.
How it helps us. How it has helped us.
How it's such a strong story in the Bible. Jesus turned water into wine. Like that's a very distinct like story that stayed as a pillar in the Bible to like here. Let me give you guys this. And they're saying they're attributing that to like human like society. Like that's kind of crazy.
No, it is. It's pretty crazy. And I don't know where we'd be. Like I don't know how people would be socially without it.
Yeah.
No.
Like I really don't know like how humans would try to interact with one another constantly if there was no alcohol.
And
it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah. And it's
like, big time.
And it exists naturally in just like rotten fruit.
Oh right, exactly.
So like if you eat like rotten fruit like that, it gives you, not even just rotten, like just
But yeah, just super
fermented fruit. Yeah, fruit is like so it's weird how it.
Yeah, that was one of those things that brought humans to like find fruit because you would start to smell it and you would know like, oh, that's ripe. So then you would go in that direction. And get it. Yeah, it's weird that it's just connected to us that way, like biologically, evolutionarily. It's pretty wild.
Like,
But yeah, just coming across a liquor at the age of 33 and like knowing like, this mezcal. Like it's not even.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just to me the better version of tequila.
Yeah, that's what it is because
they both come from. They both come from agave.
I think I'm agave. Yeah.
So, but mezcal can come. So tequila, from what I understand, can only come from one certain type of agave plant.
Yes.
Mezcal can come from any of them.
Yes.
So that's
kind of like bourbon whiskey in a way, where if it has to be made in Kentucky to be bourbon.
Well, no.
Oh, is that
no?
Really?
So you would think because Kentucky bourbon, there's a couple requirements for it to be considered bourbon. The two biggest ones are it has to at least be 51% corn. Okay. So it has to be more than half based out of corn.
Okay.
And the next thing is it has to be American made. Oh. So not only Kentucky, but within the United States. Okay. So like there are some like Japan is huge on whiskey and like their whiskey's fantastic. They have great whiskey, but they'll try to label some of it as bourbon. It's not bourbon because it's made in Japan. It has to be made in the United States.
Okay. I don't know why I thought it was Kentucky.
There's certain things like that. What else is champagne.
Cognac.
Champagne. Champagne has to come from Champagne, Paris. And if cognac. It does not, it's not champagne. It's sparkling wine or Prosecco.
Same thing with cognac, I believe, because brandy, cognac are very similar. But it has to be made in that certain region of France to be considered cognac.
That's interesting that people just have this reign on this shit. Like
I wonder how far back it goes.
Yeah. I mean, people put their claim to fame for a particular thing that they've conjured up. Get it? Conjure, cognac.
Yeah.
Ludicrous.
Yeah. Hey, he's right. There you go. That was quick.
Dude, we were about that. We were about Conjure in college. I remember going, because I love Ludacris. I want to go and support the man. Yeah. Never drank Ciroc, though.
The funniest stage, though.
Listen to that.
The funniest stage, though. We know what the funniest stage was. Aftershock. I remember that stage. You were there for that stage, Earl. We were out back. Remember, we were out back.
I was not.
Yes, you were.
I may have had a shot.
You were present.
No. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And we were.
I just wasn't drinking Aftershock.
Bro, we thought that was the God's gift.
That and Hypnotic.
Yes.
But like with the Aftershock, like we would try to get all of the sugar.
So we would break the bottle. We'd break the bottle open
over it,
and we would eat the sugar, but not like of course you had broken bottle pieces. We were out back Tyler's house, bro, in Pheasant Run.
Whoa.
He shattered it on like the sewer top, and like we're like, yeah, let's get the sugar out of it. Like
that's
Yep.
crazy,
Dude. We used to be so fiendish about stuff. We tried to make like we didn't have coals one night for hookah, and so we were googling ways on how we could use like an alternative to coal to like actually heat the tobacco up. And we took wood,
Ingenuity,
we
man.
took branches off the tree, and we're like burning that, and we're like we had to get a whole bunch of them because they wouldn't stay lit all that long. So we had like, dude, we tried hard. We tried hard to do these kinds of things.
Ingenuity, man. That's what that is, man.
trying to burn little wood chips instead of coal is crazy.
Dude, we tried so hard. Same night that RJ knocked it over downstairs and burned the carpet.
Yeah.
Your mom said, no more. No more.
The carpet.
No more.
He tried to blame him on it. He said, they probably be downstairs anyway. Remember? He tried to blame him on it. He knocked it over. Like, how do you just knock hookah over? Like,
we cut a piece of the carpet that stair carpet that was over there, and then cut a perfect square, and then we put it back there.
Yeah. You know what I realized? I realized how awesome like our childhoods were. Because I brought this whole Nickelodeon thing up to.
Oh man, see,
it's the cartoon though.
I brought this.
For everybody listening out there, I'm not aware of the whole documentary that came out with this with Dan Schneider guy.
Wearing a Nickelodeon sweatshirt.
I told you I'm big on nostalgia.
Bright orange.
I love the 90s.
These are all great
like
shows.
Thank you. They're all great shows.
Angry Beaver.
It's the cartoon sweatshirt though. It's not. It's just funny though.
I should have taken this off before we started doing this.
Ren and Stimpy.
I shouldn't have worn it at all.
No, it's fresh.
This is good.
It's fresh though.
All right. Point. Well, wait. What was I even talking about?
You're talking about you brought up the.
Oh yeah, and so I brought the whole thing up and just how weird I feel like Hollywood is in general. Like it just has to be a weird place. There's no other way to do that type of place. I feel like than for it to be weird and a bunch of weird shit be going on. And I was saying it to someone at my job. I was like, I mean, that's not a regular childhood to grow up in. Like, I don't know about you, but I was running around with my friends playing video games. I was like reminiscing. I was like, remember what it felt like to just go over a friend's house and know you guys were going to do nothing but just eat pizza, drink soda, and play video games and fuck around.
Just
like, do you remember that feeling?
Back over there, just do whatever.
There was no better night you could have had than to do some shit like
Carefree.
that. But then the person I was saying it to was like a kind of what you call she had a pageant mom in a sense.
Ooh.
So she wasn't in the pageantries, but she was like constantly, if she wasn't in school, she still had like another 5 hours of things to do. Like she was going to dance classes, recitals, singing, classes, just constantly trying to make her something, you know? And I was like, damn, like I was running around, scraping my knees, on rope swings, out back, running through the woods, just doing regular ass kid shit. And I realized just how cool a regular kid life is, running around with other kids actually is. Like it's not like it's actually the best thing.
It's just free
for a kid.
It's freedom. You're just
just hop on the bike.
Carefree. Just running around. And you're like, I can't wait till I be an adult. But like, no. Like,
stay.
That is you.
That's the best.
You got the best,
And I feel some semblance of that now because I'm not, I feel like I maybe ought to be much more worried about the state of the world, but I don't be tapped into anything. But I know.
Worried, but not concerned.
Or concerned, but not worried.
Yes. Yeah. Concerned, but not worried.
Yeah, I don't even watch the news or keep up with things like that, like what I should be.
I Twitter?
I know
no, dude. I'm about to start an Instagram for the first time ever. You made my Twitter and I got rid of it like.
What do you want to follow? Like, why are you doing it? You trying to see some stuff? I see a lot of like yoga chicks.
Yeah.
Yoga is pretty. You see some really mobile, beautiful chicks.
It's
some stretching and shit.
Weightlifting stuff and everything.
No matter what you want, there's everything.
Yeah. Car related stuff. There's
no shortage of ass.
There's no shortage of
There's a lot of ass on there.
Yeah.
They'll give that one to you even if you don't. They'll throw that one up at you every now and again.
Yeah. There's this couple on Instagram that like that.
And I know it when it's happening. I'm like, you're not gonna do this to my algorithm.
I'm
good.
Yeah, they try.
Good. My shit's sports and funny. Like,
that's another thing. Like, I want to get back in my meme game because it's weak right now.
Yeah,
but yeah, no. So I don't pay attention to that stuff like what I probably should, just because it's like I'm so sick and tired of seeing like I stay informed enough, but like
exactly, but
like I'm not digging deep into something. I'm not invested. Because that's what everybody wants you to be is like, no, man, did you hear about this? And you need to be prepared for that. And it's like, man, I'm living my life right now. Just leave me alone.
Like, I feel like the bigger thing is the information gets around to you. Like someone's
perfect example with what's about to happen in 3 days, 2 days.
The eclipse.
I mean, it is kind of strange. It is kind of strange to look at all the coincidences.
That's a perfect example.
But I don't. My word.
That's a perfect example.
Is this not a regular solar?
So we had the solar eclipse in 2017 that came across from west to east. And then you got this one coming from south to north. And like they intersect right there along like a certain, like, I guess, fault line of America. And I mean, it is science that total solar eclipses do induce more stress on tectonic plates because of the gravity with shit being in line. The same with tides and shit. So you're going to see weird earthquakes in weird places. Like yesterday, there was an earthquake in New Jersey. Out of nowhere. And that doesn't happen because probably the moon and the earth and the sun are in a certain alignment. And people are like, well, this is like the end times because it passes through these city names. And it was a 4.8 magnitude and the eclipse is happening on 4.8. People are just running away with like, oh, the end of the world is happening.
I think sometimes you just have to live long enough. Like I lived through Y2K.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like.
2012. Exactly that was another one too, because all the planets are going to be aligned.
Oh yeah, they came out with the movie 2012. Yes, I remember that.
And I'm having the same feeling that I had back then. Where I don't think it's like anything bad. I think we're just about to witness something crazy, and then we're going to move on. There's a comment. And this guy, it's going to be visible. It's named the devil comment. And it's like, bruh, it's like all this shit is lining up. People are just, government, stock up on food. It's like, bruh, we're going to be okay. And if we're not, okay, we're not.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Go catch the comment?
That's the thing, too. That's the thing, too. Exactly. Like, what all are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
What are you going to do? You're going to be fine. And if you're not, then
we're not.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a tough thing to try to tell someone, though. It's just like, just relax. You know what I mean? Just relax. Like it'll be. I mean, it's great advice, but you know, it's very unreasonable to just like think that someone's going through. It's like if you have a surgery a week from now, and you're like, this surgery you really need. The surgery's coming. Like you're gonna go through with the surgery, regardless. So now there are just two options. Like you can worry for the next 7 days about the surgery, or you cannot. But it's very difficult to tell someone to not really think and worry about the surgery coming up in 7 days. So if someone believes that the world is coming to an end because there are aliens in Florida and aliens everywhere, and there's fucking eclipses happening when they shouldn't be, or in a certain place, and devil's coming, and the earthquakes going on, and then you got Diddy touching ass, right? Like there's just a whole lot of things going on.
Taking ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Touching it. Nigga taking it. And it's taking it. You wish you was just touching it.
You know, it's that's crazy to just feel like you have to take ass in your Diddy. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't just have some at this point.
He want boys.
But yeah, it's tough.
Hey dog,
boys.
Hey man. I like you. I like you too, dog.
Let's get married, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy. But the book. I forgot to bring you the copy of the book. Do Hard Things. Whoa. It's a great book, man. Like I don't want to spoil it, but it's more not telling you to like go out there and go crazy. It's just breaking down like, you know, a lot of the thinking process behind getting past it like that. And they talk about shit that we've talked about, how people who can't really like get past stressors, they can't really think in the future of this is not going to bother me in 2 years. It's not going to bother me in 3 years. It's a great book.
Yeah, exactly. How many times are you worried about something and you spend so much time and stress going through that in your brain, and then it happens, it passes, and then like even like a couple of days later, you're like, what was I upset about?
Bro.
You know? Like it's the next thing moving on.
Look, question: do you think you've already experienced the most stressful work day of your life?
No.
The most stressful work day of my life?
Yeah. Yes. I think so, yes.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe, I guess it may depend on fields too.
Yeah.
Because you might have a lot of real shit happening. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like,
but
okay,
for me,
the most,
because I'm only trying.
How about the most stressful commute to work? Do you think you've already experienced that? Yeah, because now at this point, you know how to deal with it. You're just like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna let it get.
Well, I made a conscious decision to move away from the constant stress that I was dealing with at the past workplace. Like, it was just so much, and it seemed for so little. Like it seemed for, it just seemed very stupid because it was a luxury.
Yep.
And luxury just seems really stupid when you take a step back and look at it. Yep. You know what I mean? Like the things that people complain about and shit. And you're just like, oh, why am I a part of this? Like, this is really stupid. Yep. So I just got the fuck out of there. And it was very stressful. And being in a leadership position every day, having to like answer to people that aren't quite giving you the resources that you need to do the things that they're telling you to do. But then you also work with people beneath you that like don't really give a shit about the job so much, but like you're supposed to get them to care, and you're you're just in a weird place.
You're just like, you know what? I'm not gonna change it. I'm just gonna control me.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not for me.
Yeah. So I just left. And now I just work 4 days a week, minimal hours, and I just relax. The same way I was doing before I took that gig. Which I feel like has always been the move for me, which I've only ever worked 3 to 4 days a week my entire like work life for the most part.
That's
and I just
a luxury.
It's what you care about.
Yep.
Because I also don't have and will not garner the other things that other people have that decided to work hard and grind and like try to build.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but I also don't care about those things. So it's fine for me. But if you care about having certain things and going in a certain path, then I guess you should do those things.
Yeah, there's a certain level of lifestyle. Like, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't gotta be out here doing what you're doing. I'm not chasing those same hours you're chasing. Like I'm good. Like, y'all got it. Go ahead. Have fun.
Get more.
Have fun.
Get more.
Like they're doing a lot of overtime on the site I'm on now, and like when I'm leaving, I'm everybody knows me. I'm always happy, smile on my face because like nothing's gonna really bother me there. And as they're working on overtime, I'll be telling them like, yeah, bro, go ahead and get that bread, bro. You're not doing it. I was like, no, I'm good. You go ahead.
Go get that.
I'll be telling them, yeah, bust their ass, bro. Easy money, free money. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And I tell people every day, bro, this is free money. All you gotta do is just show up.
Yep.
It's easy. It's the easiest money in the world. Like there should be no issues out here. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's the best when people try to steal from their jobs and they get like $3,000 and then they get caught and then they get fired. It's like, damn, like you had a job that paid you X amount of dollars per year. You chose to embezzle money. You got this amount of money. You got caught. You got to give it back. Pay a fine. You got to like all these other things got to happen. It's like you could have just worked.
Yep.
You could have just worked the job.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
It's free money, man. Like just. Like what's China's work day? There's a term for it. It's
China's work day?
Yeah, it's like 9. It's like 9 and what is it? 996.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I think they call it like 99. I might be really wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it's like 996. Like 9 to 9, 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
Bro, we're not gonna last.
And we'll be over here.
This empire is not gonna last, bro. When you also listen to like Malcolm Gladwell and some of his books talk about other places and the amount of work that they do over there, like they're like the education system's so different.
It's all weird.
Like they spend so much more time in school, just like daily and yearly. Mm-hmm. We're just chilling and we're using ChatGPT to do everything for us now. Like I feel like it's just we're not going.
Yeah,
it's weird. I think it's gonna last, but I think
as long as that military is strong,
I think the only thing that's gonna stop it is like a natural disaster, like boom, meteor, bop, reset.
It's definitely obviously like a cultural difference, right? Like that goes without saying. But like that. Having said that, like if you look at European countries, right, like. Them compared to us, we love to work. In like the United States, like Americans, we're workaholics comparatively.
Industrious.
Like exactly. That's a great word. We love to work. Like we obsess over it. Whereas
we love to get paid.
And so like a perfect example.
They don't like to work.
A perfect example is like maternity and paternity leave.
It's like crazy
over there. Like in European countries, they get like 6 months to a year off.
To the father too.
To the father.
Go be here. Go raise the family.
Yeah, exactly, and paid. You know, like
go raise the family. The work will be okay.
Right.
Go raise the family.
But then here, like like men only get like maybe a month or 2 off, right? Like, women get like 2 or 3 months off. That's it, and it's back to work for you. You know, back to work.
It's hilarious because like especially for the fathers, like it's just like, why you're not at work? And it's like,
see, that's another thing. Because if I wanted to have children, bro, I would want to be there with them. Yes. So I would have to, like, in order for me to do certain things in life, like start a business or have children, like I would need to be in a place where, for the child, I could be there with the child.
Yes.
For a business, I could just get zeroed, just be neutral. Yeah. Like I wouldn't care about. Like I wouldn't want to lose money from it, but I'm also not looking to gain money. I'm just trying to give like a service and provide jobs for people. You know what I mean? Like I would just be trying to provide something, and I wouldn't really want to care about if it's going on to making money.
Like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Like everything's got to be like this.
Yeah, like for me. Like it just starts off as I don't care to dish off some of my resources for it. Like it's I like to do the thing.
Yeah.
Right. Doesn't feel like I'm like being forced to do the thing. This is what I want to do. I love it.
I wonder how many people start off like loving some shit and then it just gets into some like there's like, damn, I really like when I was just back at the house talking to the guys in the back room. It was so much fun, but now I have like these endorsements and I have these people in my ear telling me I got to do this, and they're like, it's just not.
Once they
that fun. Like I wonder how many people, music artists, as we've talked about. Like, music artists. We talked about Drake in here. I know Mo and I have talked about Drake in here and how we feel like he's probably gotten to a space where he can't just have fun. Like this J. Cole thing that just came out, that just seems like J. Cole's just having fun and like rapping however the fuck he wants to, making whatever music he feels like. Not necessarily a super cohesive album.
He's on stage. He's upset.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why I keep hearing this from you particularly?
He's mad. He's on tour. He's like, fuck these niggas. I don't give a fuck about this.
This is J. Cole?
Drake.
Oh, this is Drake.
He's on stage dressed like Travis Pastrana, like in a motorcycle gear. Like he's fucking angry, man. He's yelling at the crowd.
It must suck to make the money, get to the plate, all these things, and just be. And I'm not saying, of course, like anger doesn't come at you in moments. Like you're not, like money just safeguards you from all negative emotion.
Yeah.
But to seem like kind of upset with life, that's a different feeling. I mean, not just like this thing happening kind of pissed me off. Like
I think I said it. He just doesn't like when he looks uncool.
Yeah.
Like when Joe Budden said that on his podcast and he went and typed that angry long ass paragraph, I'm like, yo, that got to him. Like,
it's pride, man. It's pride, and it's all about like outwitting somebody. Pride is, what I mean? Yeah. Like, pride before the downfall. Yeah,
it's pride.
But yeah, you have to look good.
That's
constantly.
why the Pusha T diss towards him was like it was like heavy hitting, not just because there were a lot of heavy hitting things on it. Your mom always finishes last. Like, why isn't she married to someone? Like, your dad's a deadbeat, and kind of so are you. Where's the child that you've been hiding? Like, all those sorts of things. But then there were other lines that I feel like kind of just like went past our heads. Like,
there was a lot.
Like, afraid, to let your hair grow because it wouldn't nap enough. It's those little lines.
You look back on me, he tried, and you're like, now he got the cornrows. Just like, what you gonna do with that? You gonna, it's crazy.
Because I think that the way his hair is now, this is wild conversation for three guys to be talking about. But I think the way his hair is now makes him feel very cool.
Yeah.
And very like, okay, like I got the role. You know what I mean?
It's the cool man.
But
playing a role.
But if you've ever been someone where your hair didn't do what the other kid's hair did and you wanted it to be like that, like to push that little button.
Yeah.
Because that may mean more than this other shit that you're saying.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I could definitely see what you're saying.
He definitely cares about his physical image.
Oh, for sure.
Physical appearance a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
But being a rapper is not.
Man, being in the spotlight's on you all the time.
Being in the spotlight is just like.
That alone, the pressure. But yeah,
can't be fun.
People talk about how much money Drake makes as well. Like he's like the most paid rapper, like the most paid artist. That may not be true, but like he's got a lot of money, right? Yeah. So you got to keep that image up. You've made it this far. You've made this many friends.
You can't go down.
You can't. Yeah, exactly.
You have to keep.
Yeah.
Your net worth has to keep going up. If your net worth drops, it's like, hey, Drake's net worth went down by $5 million this year. You know what I mean?
To stay relevant. What are people gonna say? For so long.
What are they gonna say?
Yeah.
Anytime something starts to decrease, they're gonna, is he not? What's going on?
Yeah.
That's what's kind of weird about the industrious nature of America, to be honest with you. Every time her and I are watching this show called Lessons in Chemistry right now that's on Apple TV.
Okay.
And it's about a woman. She ends up becoming this huge baker on TV that just like all women love. And the reason she got there is because she was actually a chemist, and that's what she studied. So to her, cooking is nothing but chemistry.
So it's like Breaking Bad, but for making cakes,
bruh.
That's fire.
But she's ill because she knows everything about chemistry.
I'm gonna like it.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna like that.
But the weirdness that comes out in it is about like these science foundations where you only get funded if you have brilliant people in there churning out new work. So then you start doing weird things in order to churn out work, or you start putting out certain claims that aren't quite true, or like the Theranos thing, the CERN. Which one is this?
That's all those memes, all the pictures that you keep on sending.
CERN.
I think you've talked to me. You said that exactly thing to me, bro, and I've been CERN. Like, "What is that,
bro?" First of all, they invented the internet. That sounds crazy. The internet wouldn't exist without CERN. They had to be able to get on and talk to each other remotely from their computers. So they started like the world's like networking of talking to each other. But what they're doing is they're taking atoms and electrons of light and they're slamming them together at like near light speed to recreate conditions that would be the similar of like a star exploding or like a black hole. And they're just doing things with like particle science that it's like they don't know what's going to happen if they do it. Like theoretically, they're like, "Oh, this could create a black hole. Let's try and see."
And that's what's weird. It's like there are a couple things, like because some of it gets political, so you're like putting out certain things that align with certain political views that I'm certain are weird because you're trying to continue funding. Because in order to be a scientist, you have to have funding behind you. Like you're not putting out products.
It's like people have to AI, but for like particle physical science.
Yeah,
it's and you're testing the limits of like
what the world is as we know it.
You're not just testing. Oh, this is going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen.
See, that's another weird thing about science. It's like, so not only does it just get weird for that part, but you're like entering new bounds of laws of nature.
If I came in here like, Earl, I got this new experiment. Like, well, I'm gonna try these pre-workouts, and I just start mixing just random ingredients. Like, I'm going to see what happens, and I just. You're gonna be like, bro, I don't know if you should just see what happens. Like, there should be some kind of.
Well, I mean, people. I mean, that's experiment. That's science.
That is science.
We've done it on ourselves.
That is science.
I wonder what happens if I take this substance for this amount of time. Like, what'll happen to my mind state? Like, what'll happen to?
And when like the result could be a black hole.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, hold on now. Maybe we shouldn't just.
Although people do that with black holes in their mind, and they get lost.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You get lost.
You get lost.
You get sucked in a whole different dimension.
Yeah.
Just people just
gone
that are not with us anymore.
Dog.
But they're walking around. They're next to you at 7-Eleven, whatever. But they're in a whole different world.
Dog. Bro. I think he died, but I work. Sounds crazy.
Jesus.
So I work with this guy. He came onto our crew. Probably like a month or two, probably like 5 weeks ago. He was weird looking, bro. One eye was looking this way, one eye was looking that, bro. He looked like if a horse was like turned into like a person.
Ew.
Bro, he just looked weird. He was so weird looking, right? And as I talked to him, like the first day, he just talks about drugs. He just loves drugs. And then
he just says drugs.
Just drugs.
That's the only word he says. Drugs. He tells you the types.
He's explaining the drugs, and I'm just like, dog, like. I know that he's tripping. Finally, on like the Thursday is the day where everybody's like direct deposit hits. Everybody knows that your money's in your account on Thursday. He's walking around. He pulled out a little capsule and I was like, "Yeah, I got an emergency stash." It was meth. And I was like, "Jeez." I was like, "Oh, okay, man." And he pulled the foil out and he had the foil on him, and I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Hey man, sometimes you gotta just." I was like, "Yeah, man.
Sometimes you gotta get your fix." I don't know,
man. Sometimes you got a little emergency stash.
You like what you like.
Like, what am I doing?
You like what you like
all day, man.
You know what am I to say?
And he hasn't been back to work since that day. He got one paycheck, disappeared.
Damn.
I don't know. I was like, hey, I just don't think they found him yet.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild that it's just more accessible. Like Like there's a company that we're aware of that are now selling DMT like vapes, like carts that you can like hit and go into, you know, a very deep psychedelic state for was 20 to 30 minutes roughly, even if even that.
Something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah. Just shoots you through the galaxies into a whole different place.
Isn't that called like a K trip or something like that? Isn't that what it's called?
I think that's what ketamine.
Okay, that's like ketamine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not done.
I wasn't.
I don't know much about it. I'm not well versed.
It was never something that I.
No, it's like so.
Wasn't something.
Talking about certain people that
just didn't.
Certain people that we went
doesn't
to
have the same ring as just like shrooms,
right?
You know what I mean?
It wasn't ketamine.
Yeah. It's like, what is that? And then they start telling you, like, oh, it's like tranquilizer, and you're like,
it's horse tranquilizer. I'm not a horse. You got it, bro.
You got it, man. But like these big festivals that people go to, the music festivals, like EDM concerts and stuff like that. That's like prime time to like go and like be a part of that stuff. We had a buddy of ours telling us about that and how like, you know, people stay in these tents, like
Burning Man, talking about Burning Man.
Like that. So basically,
they got trapped out there.
Yeah. Burning Man,
basically,
they got trapped out there last year. Yeah.
Wait a minute, in Burning Man, they were who was trapped?
Because Burning Man is out on like a plateau, basically. It's like a dried up lake, and there was a storm.
Like Arizona or something like that.
Yeah, it's out in the desert out there, and there was a storm, and it got so muddy that like they couldn't get out, and nothing can get in. And you got celebrity people were like trapped at Burning Man with nothing but like alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol and tents.
Yep. Alcohol and drugs. Yeah.
Alcohol. Yeah, I was about to say there's a lot of drugs out there for sure.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get the whole idea. Because I know people that go to the like all the raves and stuff like that, and it's very body positive.
Yeah.
So people you get to. It's just be whoever you want. You want to be Peter Pan? Go be Peter Pan.
It's like it's like being a kid again out there.
Yes, to the maximum adult, extent.
Just do whatever you want.
Whatever you want to do, and we'll help you by giving you all these drugs, and you'll get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, even if you're kind of skittish about it now, you'll get there if you pop a few of these.
Yeah. It feels like some new age like Sodom Gomorrah. There's too much freedom. Like there has to be some rules. There has to be some
limit.
There has to be some self, discipline.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I don't like being that out of control. Like losing control.
I don't want to be that out of control with that many people who are also that out of control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
It's like somebody got to have it together.
Well, got to have it together. Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's like for a DMT card. I would do it in a setting where it's like home controlled. I wouldn't be out at no festival with people all around. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
it's not for me.
Not for me. Personally speaking,
not for me.
Yeah,
if that's where somebody else wants to do it. Hey, have fun. Good luck.
Yeah, people get wicked out there.
I'm gonna say good luck. Like that documentary.
The Woodstock?
The Woodstock.
The old Woodstock where people were just like shitting and
Was that 99?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. Woodstock 99.
It's like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
You were talking about that Fred Durst. Yeah.
There's
fuck you.
There's something. I mean, it's just very primal.
Yeah.
It's just like the way that we were living.
Yeah.
Where there's no conception of your job and like having to get like time doesn't really matter too much because there's no responsibilities at all. It's just what humans would do if there were enough resources for them to eat, drink.
Yeah. Just go primal.
Just very
we're gonna tell stories, we're gonna sing and dance, we're gonna have sex. Like those are pretty much once you take away all the responsibilities that we have, it's like that's what we're left with. We're gonna tell stories around fires, we're gonna sing and dance around fires, we're gonna fuck.
Yeah.
Especially on the drinks and drugs that are here. And that's pretty much like at the bare, like humans.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, it probably feels good to just be in that state full of one and be like, oh shit. Like, that's what like, just like, a wild, like a purge, like detached life is like.
Yeah, it's like a purge of like, I don't know.
Yeah. Purging all your
cares, inhibitions.
Yeah, all your cares and inhibitions for a weekend or however long people. How long do people do that for?
It's like a few days.
It might be a week.
A week?
I don't know.
People do a week.
It might be a week.
Too much, man. Too much.
I mean, I don't even want to go camping. So like,
you don't even because you just call it being just choosing to be
voluntarily homeless.
Yeah,
like it's probably cool. Like
there are people that also choose that lifestyle. Like they want to drop out of the system.
Oh yeah, I work with a lot of people like that.
They're done trying to they don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to pay property taxes. They're just like, what would it be like if I could just figure out like my food
that's different
and my housing every day?
Camping and like just I guess living with real shelter. Like there's a difference for me.
I work with a guy who purposely went out to like Montana or Idaho or something like that for a week. And he flew in, and then was taken to a place to pick up like a 4Runner or something like that to go off-roading.
Okay.
That had all the equipment in there that he was going to need to like set up a tent on top of the 4Runner. He had a rifle and he had like enough like little things to, to forage for what he needed to eat. But the whole motive was to go out there and to like help hunt elk.
Oh yeah,
right?
Okay.
And so, but I mean, like he was not living in anything except for like this tent that was attached to the car, and like his food was what was the bare minimum, like little bars and stuff like that.
Because he was going to bring the elk back and have
bullshit.
Right.
First of all, you going out there on that type of mission, you gotta kill an elk.
You have to kill,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta get the elk back,
right? But you also have to. I mean, dude, there's like mountain lions up there. There's other like bears and things like that. So you have to be on guard for predators that are going to come out and get you. You know what I mean?
Bro,
I
just finished Cam Haynes' book.
Oh, which one was that called?
It's also called Endure.
Oh, yeah.
He's like the world like renowned, like not renowned. He's like the most, I guess, prestigious elk hunter.
Yeah,
using a bow.
Yeah,
because he trains by running like marathons daily.
Dude, have you ever seen elk? Like in person?
No, but I can only imagine.
Bro,
it's probably like bigger than this room.
They're huge. Like so we went to Oklahoma recently to visit some family that's out there, and we were like driving through, like they have reservations out there where you can see bison and stuff. Bison are massive too. Bison are massive. But dude, it was nighttime and it was pitch black, but then like through the lights of the car, like we saw like a pack of whatever you want to call it of elk. Those things, not only are they massive animals, but their antlers are like, that just makes them even taller. They're massive animals. Imagine like having something like that just like running towards you.
I think Chris Hayes on the last episode he came on, he was talking about he had an elk running at him, and he was like, it was definitely within 20 yards. It was like charging at him, and he got video of it before. Like,
I mean, Cam was saying that like to be like considered like an average, like a regular elk hunter, you're getting one elk every 10 hunts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for that guy's mission to go out there for a week and just as like you have to kill an elk.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, or else you're going without food because you just got chips and
1 in 10
bars.
trips, and people go like on one trip a year.
Which he did not. So this guy he ended up not getting an elk, you know.
So he was just lean at the end of that.
Yeah, so
he was lean. He was lean because he's moving and he's just spending calories and not intaking
so that's why
any.
They thought that like Cam is like extreme because he was running like 10 miles in the morning and 10 miles at night, doing all this training just for elk hunting.
He's one of those dudes that works out with Goggins.
Yeah.
Like they work out together.
Yeah.
So that says it.
Cameron Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like he did the Moab 240, all that 240 miles. Just an extreme endurance athlete only because he was training for elk hunting, and he ended up finding out, I have good endurance.
Do you have any idea that what Mikey's doing right now?
Yeah, you're doing like 7 hours worth of rows.
Matter of fact, I gotta take my salt tab right now.
You got to take a salt tab.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you?
I don't have to.
But you're doing this purposely because you're trying to set a world record.
Yeah. I just
yeah.
So one of my
why not?
Coincidentally enough,
why not? Why not? Knock out a world record real quick.
Yep. One of my
let me see
the Guinness
electrolyte caps.
One of my Guinness World Record applications that got approved last night. Matter of fact,
reduce heat.
Say that again.
One of my Guinness World Record applications got approved last night. I put in 2 applications. I did one for the 12-hour, most in 12 hours, because when I do the 1,000,000 meter row, I figure I looked at what it was, and I was like, I might be able to hit that record while I'm doing my 1,000,000 meter row. So I was like, I might as well apply for that too. So I was like, all right,
So you okay, so walk me through a typical session.
By the way, I've never had electrolytes told to me like what they do. So reduce heat stress, reduce muscle cramping, maintain electrolyte levels, which I don't know much about that, but boost stamina. So this has a bunch of magnesium, calcium, potassium,
mostly
sodium,
salt,
and a little bit of vitamin D3.
Yeah.
So, I just love Gatorade.
Yeah. Gatorade's awesome.
Yep.
Body Armor's also awesome. That's like simple sugars. It's just basically once your glycogen or glucose levels, once like all the readily available carbs and sugar are like out of your muscles and bloodstream, you're gonna start to feel like shit. And so your body's trying to burn fat, and it's really hard to burn fat if your body's not used to just tapping into burning fat while actively working. So that's why people, fuel with Gatorade, fuel with, Body Armors, shit like that, sports drinks, so you can get those quick carbs.
Yeah,
but so you can do this without the sugar.
No. These are salt tabs. This is because as you're working out, you're drinking like a lot of water, and people don't realize that like
flushes out your salt.
It flushes out your salt. So like, and that's why you start to cramp up and shit. Like you start to get those cramps because your sodium levels are just depleted. So that's what these are for. So I'll pop 1 or 2 of these an hour, depending on like.
Jeez, man.
No, not daily.
Okay.
No. Okay. While I'm working out, or like before I go do a workout, like I might go in here and go row 5.
Has he row 5?
Yeah.
Has he sent you? Some of these stats,
the metrics. Before we went to get Korean barbecue, you're like, "This is what I just did." Yeah. So we went to Korean barbecue at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's like, "I just got done with this, man. I'm ready to go. I need to get fueled up." And he sends me these metrics, and I'm like, "Bro, what?"
Sometimes they're like 5,000 calories.
Yeah.
It's like, man. What? It's like,
and you eat like you're eating.
He has
you know what I mean? You're eating like a lot.
Yeah. There's no other choice.
You're so hungry. Yeah. You're so hungry.
You're so hungry.
No, that bro, for real, bro. It's crazy because like the day like after, because like the day of the road when I'm done, like it's my body's in like a weird like state where it's just like. Still like a work state. Even when I'm trying to sleep, I'm just still kind of like,
God damn.
Remember you would go home.
Nigga, you need a massage. Bro, to work as hard as you do, but you don't get massages is crazy to me.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Or at least stretch deeply.
Bro.
Like those two things are wild to me. Definitely the stretching because the massage takes money and time.
I'm
but
say something really funny and crazy.
Go ahead.
No. So for like the past, 3-4 years since I really started working out and shit. Like people at the gym, they know me as being the one that I don't take stretching seriously.
That's so crazy,
right? Yep. That's always been like me. And they'll be like, you could stretch, and look at me, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I just never took it seriously. Blah blah blah. Even though I've always known the importance of stretching, I've just never been in a state where I thought that.
Like knowing that it would make your performance better.
I've known that too.
Right. Okay.
I haven't been to the point where I'm just like. Oh, I have to stretch. Like I have to stretch before doing this. Even though I know. It's just funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
My brain works in a weird way, right? Anyway, so after I did that 7-hour row, I worked out a couple weeks and then I did an 11-hour row. And during the the total hour sounds crazy. But while it's happening, like I'm working in small intervals, 40 minutes. I kept my heart rate low. So I'm not like in there. It doesn't feel like I'm killing myself. Like I'm not working my muscles to like failure. I'm just staying at a constant pace. Heart rate. I can talk to you the whole time I was rowing, right? I feel good. I'm fueling the whole time. But as I was rowing, it started to feel like I've always noticed like my right leg and foot always felt just funny, different, like just more, not even pain, but I could feel this leg wearing more than this leg. And I always thought it was because I tore my left ACL. So I thought that I was overcompensating with my right leg, right? So I was like, all right, I'm probably, doing something funny with my right leg, using it too much and for this leg. And then about 3 weeks ago, I was stretching and I felt that like my right hamstring just felt more firm than my left hamstring. And I was like, oh, is it just stronger than my left hamstring because I'm overcompensating? No, I couldn't figure it out, so I go for another row. And the marathon row that I did last Friday, it was during that row when I started noticing it's real slight. It doesn't feel like my leg is going all the way straight while I'm rowing, my right leg. So I'm like, as I'm rowing, I'm just feeling it like, all right, let me purposely straighten my legs all the way out. I'm still just doing just science and studying on myself, and I'm noticing this leg just doesn't feel like it's going as straight. And I thought again, maybe it's because I've been overworking it. Mm-hmm. So then, fast forward to this past Monday, I was doing a stretch, and I actually started stretching out this hamstring, and I was like, whoa, that feels really good. And I realized that my right hamstring is just so goddamn constricted and I guess just not stretched that like even like now when I was walking, I could feel that I was like, yo, it felt like my right leg was shorter than my left leg. No.
Yo, feeling that is wild.
I was like, it feels like my leg might be like shorter. And I'm like, no, I'm just not stretching it all the way. So all week long, I've been doing new stretches like hourly, randomly at work. And I could feel the difference already night and day of just this hamstring, like just releasing.
Stretching out. Dude, it feels so good.
Releasing.
Feels so good. And that's more important the older that we get.
Everything.
Especially guys, especially for men. Because
blood flow.
I just couldn't imagine it. Like, because but I think it's because I have much more of a background doing yoga. Mm-hmm. So for me, like when I exercise, as soon as I feel like I don't even have a choice, like I just start stretching it. Like I just go straight to wherever that muscle is and I do whatever pose it is to like try to get that out. It'd just be wild to me to just feel that and be like, huh?
You know what to do.
All right, I guess but it's wild to ignore it and just be like, well, I guess it's just tight there. Just keep moving.
See, but it was new. So I had to start trying to diagnose it to figure out what is it.
Yeah.
It's like walking through like my typical row session. I just start with like an hour. Mm-hmm. Set it for an hour, row for an hour. What I'll do is I'll listen to I have a list of songs that are at a specific beat per minute. Because I know it when you start working out for like a really, really long time, at some point it feels crazy, but it's like a lot of extra thinking kind of goes either like where you're thinking about other things or you're thinking about the row, but you're not really thinking about both at the same time.
Yep.
So at minimum, I can just row at the beats per minute. Right. So I listen to the same songs over and over and over and over, skip to the next one. And as I start to feel myself get tired, I'm looking at my average pace and I'm like, okay, my average pace is dropping and I'm looking at my heart rate. Oh, my heart rate's staying the same, but my pace is getting slower. This means that I'm running out of energy. Oh, it's probably time to fuel. So like I'll start to do little things like that. Oh, time to fuel. But like I texted you, I just like kind of figured out through reading, which book was it? I redid The Other Endure, the whole chapter about fuel. And knowing that, like, if you constantly feed your body simple sugars and carbs, like carb loading, then it's gonna know, oh, I can just run off of carbs, and it's not gonna build up certain enzymes to burn fat because it's like, no, like you just give me carbs when it's time to burn. I don't have to tap in and burn fats. So for the past like 2 weeks, I've been purposely working myself into like dehydration almost. So I can start to feel dehydrated and then recover from dehydration to like kind of train my body into burn those fucking fats because we're not getting any more carbs. This is just during training though.
Do you ever fast?
Yes.
I was about to say, could you ever start like carbless?
Yeah.
All day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll wake up, go to work. Maybe I'll eat an apple in the morning before I go to work, but I'm just drinking water.
Do you ever do like a 24 or 48 hour?
Not yet. Or I'm not opposed to it though.
So I'm not
opposed to it though.
I'm asking this because there for a while I was thinking about like intermittent fasting.
That's what I do.
Which like some studies and like based off of like your anatomy, like how naturally you are, just like your anatomical build up, your makeup is going to react better to it versus 100%. Other people who are not going to react to it differently like that. But our trainer was talking about like give like an actual day long fast, like literally.
You'll feel, bro, I'm telling you.
After like, I think it's like after like 48 or 72 hours, if you do a true fast like that, like your body's like, oh, I need to unlock, like there's like fat cells in your back or something like that like starts to just like deplete
your liver, bro. Like it's already on you. Like you already have those calories ready to go on you. It's just that your body doesn't have that program ready to like with the MacBook, you have all his main programs that he normally uses right here, but like it doesn't have the program of fat burning, right there at the front because it doesn't really use it that often. So it has to go in and find that program, load it up. Oh, that's right, we can burn fat. It feels different though. Yeah, because like when you're working off of just fats after being used to just working off of carbs, it feels different. Like that's where the mental shit starts to step in, where like your body's like, bro, what are we doing? Like, stop. And then you got the other mind that's like, no, we're good. Let's go.
Do you count your calories? Or like, do you record what you eat and like count your calories, your macros and everything like that? Nah. I started doing that just because I want to know like where I'm at, like, strategically trying to like intake more fats at this time of day or something like that, like this. And then like really learning like what foods that you typically eat or like what they're made of. You know what I mean?
Now I do pay attention to the type of food like I'm eating, because when I was doing the other rows, I mean all the runs in the past, I was like carb loading. I was like, okay, I can eat more bread. I'm gonna eat more carbs. Now,
love bread.
Michael Scott,
bro.
Michael Scott, carb loading before the
what was he eating? He right like before
fettuccine Alfredo,
like 5 minutes before.
He throws up at the very end.
So now I pay attention. Now I'm trying to do like sugars and carbs through fruits. Only because I know that there's like a cheat code to like unlocking more enzymes, or just training myself to just burn the fats off. Because I thought like, you know what, I can go burn 10,000 calories. Like I can go 2 weeks without food, just water. I'm not just going to drop. Same thing working out wise. It's not going to feel good, but it's possible.
What are you trying to do in the gym, Tyler? Like, what do you like? Do you have access to an in-body scan? Like, are you trying to figure out? Okay, you do.
I do. So so admittedly, this past. And it's the same thing for my wife and I. Like this past year has just been ridiculously like stressful and like a change of pace and everything. Since the last time we saw each other, Kelly broke her foot, and that was because of our puppy. And I mean,
it's
like
tough loss.
He didn't try. It's a tough loss. He didn't try to. Obviously, like it wasn't purposeful, but that was like something like having adapting to a life with a big puppy, and then like going through that. With her, like, I had to drive her to work every day because it was her right foot. She couldn't drive herself. And that included like, additional care for the dog and for the cats and stuff like that. And then like other like work stress and stuff like that. Right. All that to say that the progress that I was on has started to just kind of like plateau and also like decrease a little bit just because of life happens. Right. But in answer to your question, yes, I am trying. That's why I was asking about counting your calories and keeping track of your macros and everything like that, because I'm trying to be super serious about that. 33 years old now, I can't just go and eat like chicken fingers and fried chicken and pizza and stuff like that, like what I want to, because it tastes so good, but we can't do that anymore.
So good.
We can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like even like identifying what's giving me indigestion, freaking tomatoes. Damn. You know what I mean? Like that sucks. Like
as a lover of nostalgia, this must really suck for you.
It does. It does, man. It does. And so I was talking to Mikey about this before. Like the types of workouts that we do is like it's not CrossFit at all, but it's bodybuilding mixed with like CrossFit style. So like it's supersetting different muscle groups, and I do like a full body workout several times a week instead of isolating, doing like chest and tries Monday, back and bis Tuesday, legs Wednesday. Right? Like I'm working everything. It's all about your body. It's all about moving your body. Like think of like farmers, how strong they are. Farmers walks and stuff like that.
That farmer, that farmer that kicked your ass in that arm wrestling.
Natural movements.
But exactly that, like natural movements, getting your body to work in tandem with its entire self. So cleans, snatches,
that's right,
like clean jerks, like all that stuff. That's what we do. And But the even more important part is the nutritional aspect, which
it's
is
more than half. I think
hard.
it's more. It's weird.
It's hard to do.
It is.
It's hard to do.
So like that's the biggest thing that I be trying to tell people that want to like either start working out or change it. I don't be lying. I'm like, bro, that shit's not easy. Like that shit, it's not easy because it's more mental than it is anything else.
Yep.
You have different parts of your brain that are telling you, man, just do this, and you're like, you're trying to stay on that path.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The best way I look at it is like a basketball game between, I don't know, weak thoughts, strong thoughts, or just like positive thoughts, negative thoughts. So it's like basketball is won through a game of runs. So anytime you have like a decision to make, you just think, no, that's not a good decision. Let me do this one, even though it's the harder thing to do. Next time it'll be easier.
Like how many times have like the weaker thoughts beat the better thoughts this week,
bro?
Like, wait a minute, like,
bro,
wait a minute, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's like
they're like 11-0 right now.
Yes,
I need
bro,
to start.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro.
I gotta start making some better decisions.
When it's 7:30 at night, and I'm like, all right, I can go eat 5 Oreos real quick. I was like,
stop.
I'm just eating like a bowl of carrots.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
yeah.
Who am I gonna let score this basket right now? I mean, the Oreos are not gonna kill me or nothing like that. They're not.
Yeah,
they're not. But I know in the long run.
Yep. Yeah, no, I definitely feel you. I'm doing full body workouts as well. Like that's pretty much all I do, just trying to keep the body strong all together. So there are a lot of bear crawls with. Like the new place I'm at though is far better than where I was before. I was at LA Fitness before, which was not fun. It did not inspire me to like go to the gym. But this new health club that I'm a part of is like it's pretty fucking awesome.
Nice. Yeah. No, it matters. It matters where you go.
It matters where you go. I fuck with my gym so hard because it's a small community, of people, and everybody's doing the same workout together. So it's a little small community of like-mindedness. Instead of just random.
It's a vibe.
It is.
It's just one of those things that we got right with that phrase. It's all right. It is a vibe.
It is a vibe. But culturally, like that's what you want to fit in with, right? Like you, I will.
And I will say something too. Slightly capitalistic here is that sometimes if you choose to spend more money, you will price yourself out from other people.
Yeah, because you're serious.
That just like that just waste time. That break equipment constantly. That just like all the worst people in the gym. If you pay another $40 or $50 to go to a better place, you don't have to deal with any of those inconsiderate people. For the most part,
they price it so that most people like that aren't truly serious can afford it. They're not looking for the serious.
Quality, dude. Quality versus like quantity, obviously, but like quality.
Sometimes you get that quality. You're like, damn.
That's another reason why I fuck with the gym, like because like they're not gonna they're not gonna let you bullshit in there.
And not only that, this is what I found, and I think this for anything in life, it's fun to go. If it's fun first, then everything else will follow. It's fun first. Like I love going in there, like because for me it's a creative space. Like you get to find new creative ways to put things together, and it's like you get to go. When we were kids, working out was having fun. Like going out and running around was fun. Like if you go out, you just see kids running. They're having the best time. They're just they're just running. They're not doing shit else. They're climbing on stuff. They're jumping off. They're getting up. They're getting down. They're picking stuff up. They're throwing it. That's fun for them. That's what our workouts are like now. Just doing full body things with sandbags and rucksacks and box jumps and kettlebells.
Where are you going?
I'm going to a place called it's called Oak Health Club, but I think they just had a change of management, so it's called Method Health Club out here in Leesburg. But
is it like classes or you're?
There are a bunch of classes. I haven't taken any yet. But they have so many things in there that like I know how to work with or figure out. So it's so much fun in there.
But even still, like the amenities that come with it too. Right?
Oh yeah, like infrared sauna. There's a beautiful, very clean bathroom with very spacious showers. They have everything: aftershave, shaving cream, razors, little fucking the Q-tips. Yeah, they got mouthwash in there. They got towels for you, so you don't have to bring your own towel services is next. I don't know.
What you mean?
If you just trying to clean up before you go to work.
Before you go to work.
Yeah, you know, people do that, go to work. Like there's relax.
What they in there doing? I'm gonna need some mouthwash.
They got massage guns.
They in there doing it.
Yeah, they got massage guns that you can use. You know what I mean? Like that's great.
I got the Hypervolt.
You know,
dude.
Christmas gift.
That's a game changer. We got one for Kelly a while back. You know, she's got some stuff going on with her back. She needs help with that, but also just like working out and everything like that. Yeah, Hypervolts. That's a necessity.
And my little sister got one for like Christmas a year or two ago that's like heat and cold.
Oh.
So it warms up, it cools down because she's got a bunch of hip issues from gymnastics for fucking 15 years, however long she did that.
Yep. That's Kelly's. That's Kelly's.
But yeah, going to a different place, it just, people are much more respectful again of spaces. You know, when you go to like one of these run-of-the-mill gyms that I've been a part of forever. There's a bunch of like when kids are off of school, you have those boys and they're like 5 of them like working on like a couple of different things. It's just like they're sitting around talking, they're scrolling on Instagram, and you're trying to work out.
How many people are at the gym at a time where you're?
That's another thing. It's just like it seems like it's you and 7 other people in that bitch.
That goes back to my theory, bro. Like the smaller groups, man.
Yeah,
I look at the gym space as like a classroom. Like you know what I mean? When everybody's tight knit group, better results.
Yeah,
I think
it's awesome.
It makes you held accountable more.
Yep. Uplifting everybody around you.
Yep.
Because like me, I respond like right away when I'm getting pushed.
Yep.
When people are like, Mike, do this, I'm just like, damn, yeah, you're right.
I'm also competitive too. So like if I see like people around me, I'm like, I'm gonna be better than
you.
But also I'm gonna be better than what I was the last week. You know what I mean?
Pull on up.
When you first started exercising seriously,
come on over, man.
Because
do some free classes with us, man.
I don't like the way he's looking and saying that.
I'm telling you,
you gonna trust that the way he's. First of all, did you hear the octave? Did you hear his voice?
Troy was talking mad crap. He was like, dude, Tyler wouldn't be able to keep up. And I'm like, bro, Troy, shut up, dude.
Nah.
Like
that's not true.
that's his go-to of like, yeah, Tyler, you can't do that. I'm like, okay,
but you know what?
Because you know that I can. You know what I mean? That's why you're just saying that. I'm like,
if you're an athlete,
you do workouts over there.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you may not do it to the best of whoever the fuck is there because they do it every day, but like you can get the
that's the beauty.
You're not going to stop midway through and be like, I can't continue with this workout.
No. Yeah. So listen. When I tried to do the 2 weeks, so first of all, like 2 days. Sorry, 2 days.
That's way different.
So listen, so listen.
That's way different.
When I wanted so bad to do that because I was like, I've always liked football. I've always wanted to play football, but I never had time because I was always doing taekwondo. Yeah. So I did 2 days for a little bit because Coach Schultz was like, "Come on over." That's when I was super tight with T, and like we were hanging out a whole bunch, and he was like, "Yeah, come on over. Like just do 2 days with us." And the guys were talking mad trash, like, Tyler, you're not going to be able to do that. I'm like, bro, if I showed you what I have done my entire life with Taekwondo for like literally 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., like every day through the summertime, you would be on your ass within the first like 45 minutes. You would not, don't tell me that. Like that, I took that to heart and I was like, oh, you don't think that I can do that? Let me show you. The reason why I stopped was because Coach Schultz was like, it's either this or that. Or that. And I was working. That's when I was at House of Bounce and I was still teaching Taekwondo. And I was like, yeah, I'm not. That's more important to me. So I stopped. And so that's why I'm saying, like, when that's said to me, I'm like, man, you have no idea. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah, because it's work ethic at the end of the day. It's not necessarily about the movements or any of that. It's just because you'll just go down to whatever weight is necessary for you to do.
And they're going to cater every workout to you because the coaches, they're like personal trainers. They know everybody. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Yesterday you were doing this, or last week you did that, right? Yeah. They're gonna know you. They're gonna be like, okay, let's do this today.
Yeah. That's cool. I love that.
If they feel like you're trying to do too much, they'll pull you back. Be like, nah, we're not.
They've done that to me. They've done that to me a lot. Where they're like, you know what? Like, no, we're gonna drop this weight back down.
Exactly, because
your form is bad. During the workout, but she'll be like, no, Mike, I saw your back. Your form is bad. You're going down to this weight.
That's so huge. That's so huge because like you have ego lifters. And I had to learn that lesson like years ago. I had to learn that lesson like the hard way. My freaking knees were like jacked up because I thought I was the man doing like so much for my squats and stuff. But my heels were lifting up.
No, they're gonna tell you
like leaning forward too much and everything. But then you correct that.
big on form.
You have to go
Holy
drop down a
shit,
weight.
your heels were lifting?
Yeah, man.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
squats?
I feel like that's wild. I
don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So exactly.
That's why he said that. I was like,
You are too strong.
I was like,
yo.
I was like, you were all on your quads. Like that shit was heavy on your quads.
I mean, like I wasn't like tippy toed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, like you could, if you looked at my shoes, my heels were lifting up. You know what I mean? And so like, but it was all.
I just started doing them barefoot.
Yeah,
because I don't have the shoes that are flat footed, so I just started just going on my feet.
But it's like it's
lifters,
like,
dog.
Yeah,
lifters. I row in lifters. They're the shoes where your heels embrace just a little bit because it feels like you're bolted to the ground. So the row feels like a leg press.
Yeah,
so my legs are just my arms are just following along.
Yeah, see, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, because in that motion, that's pretty much what you're trying to do is push your heels through the ground. Like that's what you're trying to do.
Yep.
So you said so you go to the gym with your significant other?
Yep. Kelly, dude, bro.
That's cool. Let me ask you this question because she'll never listen to this. Does that piss you off ever?
No.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, dude, no, I love it.
Some people don't. Yeah, some people don't like. That's their safe space is the gym.
Nope.
Like, and they're like they don't want to go with someone that they feel like. You know, it also depends on who your partner is.
But also,
like if your partner is like constantly complaining all the time, or
they're also going to different kind of gyms, so I can see that.
Yeah. No,
like, dude, not see that, but. Because if you're working out at a big gym where it's just you deciding to work out,
that's the thing,
and they have to dictate, oh, you should try. I can.
Yeah, like you're her trainer
right.
is more so what I'm saying than like you guys are just in the same building exercising. It's like you're dictating their workout.
Right. Now, see, that's when it'd be a problem. Yeah. But like, no, dude, first of all, if I could do everything in life with my wife, like every activity, I would be the happiest camper in the world. Cool. Like that's
supposed to be.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my best friend.
That's
right?
a best friend. Yeah.
So, but like that, going to the gym. So Kelly was always into yoga, fantastic at yoga, loves it. Would go to the lift weights with me, like back in the day when we were doing the isolated groups. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't enjoyable for her until we started getting into this style of like the entire like actually learning. Oh, this is what I need to do in order to make my squat better. Like snatches and cleans and all this sort of stuff, like pull ups and dips and everything like that.
Yeah. Bro, everything,
bro. That girl is strong. That girl is strong, and it's cool because we encourage each other, and we're growing together doing that kind of stuff. So it's one of the things that we like to do together is going and lifting. We do the same workout together.
That's it.
Well, we'll be in two different squat racks.
You see?
And yep.
Yeah. When Danielle was doing CrossFit, same thing. Like we're doing the same workout, but she's catering. Well, the coaches are catering for her. And it was funny because she thought that I was lying when I would say like, she was like, no, I don't want you like, she's self-conscious. I don't want you like looking at me when I'm working out. I'm like, you don't even understand. Like I'm in my own zone. Like you're not even gonna notice.
Right.
And she was like, oh yeah, I see what you mean now. But at the same time, it's like a community.
Yeah.
Small community.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, because I'm trying to. I mean, she's lost a ton of weight on herself just doing. She forgot what she was immediately, but when I first met her, I've heard the story. She lost like 40 pounds in the first year of me knowing her, just because she was just changed her diet and started doing yoga.
It's diet.
Yep. But then we started weightlifting a bit, or just exercising a bit in different ways. But now we've just cranked it to a different level because we're at this place that we're inspired to actually go and have fun and work out. So now we're doing like a constant 4 to 5 days a week.
You have fun there.
I've been doing 5. She did 5 like once and then 4 the other 2. But we're 3 weeks in. And I'm just telling I'm like, listen, like you're doing all the things. You just have to keep doing them. And you're going to, because I'm going to keep going.
You have to keep doing them.
So you're going to want to go with me. So you're just, that's the only thing. When people say that trust in the process shit, bro, I'm certain it's overdone online.
The most, bro.
But if you just keep, like, it doesn't lie. It's a 100% success rate.
Yeah.
If you go consistently and you work hard, the results will come. Just keep going.
Listen, I think the most important days to go are the days where you just like do not want to go.
Yep.
But it's also a tricky situation depending on how hard you're working, because rest days, rest weeks are very important.
Yep.
I had to learn that lesson my own self. Like, really like taper off weeks, very important.
Yep.
Like last Friday, remember when I texted you and I said I'm going to do this tomorrow? I rode a marathon and then I did the lift and the workout with class. Right. And I mean, it was hard as fuck. Like, I'm not gonna fucking lie.
And that's an understatement.
When I finished my last interval of running, I felt like I was being shocked because of the cramps that were hitting me. Like my arms were locking up, my back was locking, and I was like, bro, like But that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to push to the edge, right? So then here comes Tuesday. I went back to go row. And this past Tuesday, when I rode just 1 hour, that's probably been the hardest row that I've done since training for this. Like from 0, till 60 minutes, like it felt like I just didn't have like
you didn't have
anything. I just didn't have anything. And I was like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, bro, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. I'm like, Mike, like, what is going on? This is only an hour. Yeah. But like, that's
so you can't just keep going.
But also like that's, I don't know, mentally.
Listen to your body.
Yeah. And that's what's interesting about being like training someone, like training with someone, is that you got to learn like how much you can put. You got to think about like where you are versus where they are. Yeah. You got to think, okay, how much can I really push them before they get burnt out, don't want to do it anymore? Like, how do you keep it fun so that they're constantly learning new things? Like, you got to think on that level. So
that's why Blazing, she's awesome with coaching because she has a firm grasp on like knowing each person's level without them even realizing themselves what it is. And it's like, damn, how did she know that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I get that.
True experts.
That is interesting because everyone's had, well, I mean, everyone's had, that's not true. We've had significant stages where we were one way, wanted to be a different way, and made that shit happen. And it's a very different experience in life. So I was like, just as a gift, I was like, yo, I can't wait for you to look back like 6 months from now and be like, wow. Yeah. It's wild what this amount of work can do in like this amount of time. And I want you to go through that.
And when it leaks out, and you start to see how it leaks out into everyday things. Oh man, you're just like, wait, I'm like running on a different software. Software update.
Because it's a lifestyle change.
I'm telling you, man, it's like a software update when you're in those spaces where your brain's telling you one thing and you have the second part of you just telling you another thing, and you're just having that battle of keep going. Just finish it. I'm just going to finish. That's it. It's crazy. Like, man.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's analogous to something I told her before, also having to do with physical exercise, was like hikes. Like I remember being on a hike with Duty in particular. And we were on this hike and we got to the top of the mountain and it was beautiful. It was just beautiful outside. And I was like, man, it would be great if she could see this. Like she would love to be in this experience. And a fucking photograph does not do it justice. Like you have to be there. I'm like, damn, but she's not going to see this because she's not going to do what it takes to get to this point.
Get there.
Like it was the ultimate metaphor. You know what I mean? Like you have to do what it takes to be able to see this, to be able to experience this. And I was like, just like that, because now she's hiking with me and doing whatever the fuck. She's like, wow, it's so beautiful being outside and being on the top of these mountains, but you have to hike the mountain to get here. I'm like, exactly. Like, once you reach this next peak, this next state of physical fitness, you're going to be thinking the same thing. Like, oh my gosh, it like life feels so much easier here. So like my breath is so much better. Like I feel so much stronger. I feel so much more energy. Like you're going to feel better about yourself physically. Like all these things that come with it, your whole life changes. You know?
And things that bothered you or used to bother you. You start to realize that doesn't bother you nearly as much because like I've been through way worse during these workouts than what's happening right now.
It's like an enlightenment.
This shit does not bother me.
This shit does not bother me.
You have no idea what I was just doing last Saturday. Like I am good. I promise you.
And that's why you feel like the least stressful day of your job is behind you. It's not just because that was a super stressful day at work. It's because the shit you've put yourself through has been way more stressful than what they're going to bring to you at work. You're just okay. Like I get why y'all are tripping. Like I understand the gravitas of the situation.
I get it. It's just and I understand it. And I'm not even going to sit here and tell you like to feel different. I'm just going to tell you that, hey man, can't nothing bother me, man.
I'm at peace.
I tell them all the time, like, I'll never be here mad. And I was like, if I'm here and I'm upset, I'm going home. Yeah, like, I don't need to be here.
Yeah.
I would never be here upset. If I'm mad, I promise you, I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah. It's a certain amount of growth, like mentally.
That's all it is.
Like, yeah, because throughout the course of the past year, I've been like super competitive, like with work as well, and like I have to reach this level, and I have to outdo this person, and outperform this person, and like look at me, and all that sort of stuff. And there was a recent thing that happened where something that I worked hard on, somebody else is going to get the credit for it. And I had a big problem with that for obvious reasons. And I'm like, it's my thing. Like, I own that. You know what I mean? But it's like one of those things where it's out of my control, and that person has to be the one to get the credit for it now. And like one of my PMs was like, like this may be one of those like points that is like a good learning lesson for you, where this is going to happen more often than what you think. Now that this happened, and it's like so blatantly like in your face, like it's gonna hit you. But this is a growing point for you. And when you phrase certain things in a way that like you've thought about before, or you've spoken about before, but it's the rephrasing of words is so different.
Yeah,
it gets the same point across, but it's different that it just clicks. That was one of those things for me where it's like, it's all good. Like it's all good. It's all good. It's like fine. This is it. I'm happy with this. I'm at peace with it. Matter of fact, this is one less thing that I have to worry about now. Right. So like I'm just gonna keep on going, and it's been like I'm good. At the end of the day, like I'm good.
You made it happen.
Yeah.
So you can make other things happen in the future.
Right. And so a lot of it, because I have a lot of pride as well, like and so like this was another lesson for me of like, hey man, like take a chill pill. Like
quotes. It is weird when people hack into words that way that you're talking about, where for some reason like this certain formulaic expression of it like unlocks something for some reason. Even though you've thought about it, you've heard other people say it in a bunch of other ways.
It finally clicked, and like it's like settled in my brain now.
I go to it happens to me all the time.
I go to a dry cleaners, and like for my job, because I have to dry clean shit every day, and I love that place so much. One of the reasons is just like real homey sort of place with a bunch of funky people working in it that I like a lot. But then this woman writes all these quotes from authors up on whiteboards and just puts them up, and she changes them every now and again. And there'd be some fire ass quotes that I've known of, but like Winston Churchill said this thing that was like, it takes courage to stand up and speak. It also takes courage to sit down and listen.
That's cool. That's cool,
man. So that shit you're saying right now, like I take things like that and I kind of like just save them right here in like a certain little folder that's easy accessible. Because I know during certain times I'm gonna need to pull those quotes back out and then just hang on to those, because that's like it's like a little toolbox, bro. Like something as simple as like remember that clip I sent you of Kevin Garnett when he was like talking shit
to someone else.
Yeah, he's like bitch ass nigga, shooting your bitch ass nigga. Yeah, he was like, take this nigga out the fucking game, nigga. But he was like talking about his shit talking in the NBA. But then he explained that one of his OGs told him like, hey man, everybody has that doubt. He was like, everybody doubts themselves. And he's like, it's your job to bring out that doubt and exploit that. But I just extrapolated that one part. Everybody has that doubt. So then, like, during certain workouts, when I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Well, I've been here 8 hours. Like, what am I doing? Like, what am I fucking doing? Like, I'm like, bro, everybody has that doubt. Like, everybody has that doubt. It creeps up. Fuck that. Keep going. Small things. Like that. Man. Shit, in the same book I was reading, Do Hard Things, they were talking about how the human brain, like, how it functions. And how I've always talked about how I'll have like one voice saying this and literally another voice saying that. That's like science to it. Like it's not just what people are saying. Like there's really like a part of your brain that's there to protect you, and a part of your brain that's there to drive you. And then a part of your brain above those that's like there to like listen to the input of both of those and then decide what to do. And that's a lot of what's happening during these long ass workouts. Is I'm like, okay, this hurts. Okay, this feels like that. I can keep going. How long should I go? Like it's weird. It's like you're driving a bus, but you have like 3 different people that are watching blind spots for you and telling you, hey, I see a rock over here. Oh no, I don't see it. No, you're good. Turn this way. And you're trying to figure out who has the best vantage point, taking information to decide. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. Like,
yeah.
And when it starts to happen, like I'd say after like an hour and a half, after like 2 hours of like just working out, once you've burned off all of your ready available shit, it's when your body says, "All right, man, what are we doing here?
Yep,
what are we doing? Well, there's no gas left," and you're like, "No, I'm not just a frame of bones. I have more energy on me."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you keep saying like, "No, I have more on me. I'm gonna be fine." And your body's like, "Okay, I guess you're right. All right, here goes some energy back."
Yeah.
It starts to give you back energy.
Digging into the reserves.
And then you're like, "Whoa, shit! I just found some more energy out of nowhere."
Yeah.
And then man, it's cool, bro. It's almost like I had a not an idea, but it's like a theory that I have that in order to do certain things, you have to be at least some level of spiritual. Not really, as not just religious, but like there has to be a point of view that really separates your conscious thinking from your physical body. In order, like, because once you really separate, like once you realize I'm driving this vehicle, then like everything changes. You realize I can go so much farther than what I thought because it's a separate system that's going on. Like I'm driving the car. You know what I mean? Driving, you see like the warning lights on the engine, check engine, this, that. You realize a lot of those are just like warning lights. Something might not actually be wrong. It just might just a warning light. Figure out what it is. That's fine. We'll be okay without that. And that shit turns off, and you're like, yeah, that.
See,
yeah,
it's a crazy like mind state to be in.
Yeah, I like that.
That's cool. I think that's a good place to leave off.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I think we did a good 2 hours on this. Yeah. And I need to start getting ready for work soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And eat some food. And I think she's back from the farmer's market.
Oh, what'd she get?
I don't know. I think she got some bok choy.
Oh, what is that?
And some things. It's like
vegetable.
It's a long, like sort of leafy green. It's pretty predominant in Asian cultures, I believe.
Yeah, you know.
There you go.
Yeah. I forgot about that girl you used to date.
Wait, what girl you used to date?
My very first serious girlfriend. Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening after so long. Peace.
After so long.
Yeah. Later. I released one of these in like 2 months.
It's only been a month.